Podcast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
Y'all,
Just
this
stop.
is a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Wednesday, everybody. I always say, I wish we started the show just 10 seconds earlier.
I know. Al was razzing me on my flip-flops I'm wearing. It's summertime. I'm warm. I don't feel like stuffing my feet into heels.
Yeah, but it's your work. That's the thing.
Do you want to tell them what you said?
No, I didn't say anything.
Yeah, that wasn't bad.
It wasn't bad.
Al, let me set it up, because Al just on the spot, he's
Yes.
a comedian, if you guys don't know, of course you do, but he is so specific and detailed in his jokes, which makes them even funnier.
Because you picture it.
Yeah.
So say what you said.
I said you look like you should be fighting somebody outside of a bar in Daytona Beach.
But you
The
said,
bar's name is...
Lenny's.
so he just like rattles off specifics, and then you're like, oh, I can totally see that.
Yeah,
Like the details of Sam stuffing her foot into a shoe. That was very detailed.
All right.
All right, we can move on now.
Yes.
Sorry. Let's do a show. There's a new Man of Steel coming to Metropolis. David Cornsweet will play Superman in James Gunn's upcoming Superman Legacy. Let me see.
He looks like...
Oh, he does.
Henry Cavill.
Yeah, he does, alongside Rachel Brosnahan, who will play Lois Lane. The funny thing is that David has often been compared to Henry Cavill, like you said, who played Superman in 5 of the DC Universe films until he was let go. Which also got us thinking about some of the previous Supermans who all seem to look the same, like Henry, Brandon Roth, Dean Cain from the TV show Lois and Clark, and of course the late Christopher Reeve.
Yeah, they all look the same. They all have that same facial structure, the same hair. In fact, another person that could easily play Superman is you. You have the same hair, the same hairline.
Maybe back in the day, and
no,
drop a couple.
We fixed it.
No, there you go, Jeff.
Oh, yeah! Oh, my God!
That looks like Superman!
I don't know if I could play Superman.
That's like a 1950s Superman.
They didn't even change
I look
his
like
hair.
I'm at a weird costume party in the closet.
No, all they
Not
did
in that closet. I meant just like in the. Not in that. I wasn't being specific. I didn't mean it like that. I meant I was just in the closet because I was weird and hiding from the party because I might have done something else.
You have the same look. It's a very specific look.
I mean, it's like kind of strange because you see how my kids are really into the Spider-Verse. Like I didn't realize how popular that was, because that's not for us unless you're really like the new Spider-Man. I think it grossed $375 million as of 2021. It is incredibly popular, and its diversity is part of that. But Spider-Man has the advantage of having a mask, so Spider-Man can really be anyone. And the newer one, in the Spider-Verse, there's like a young female Spider-Man. There's like an angsty Spider-Man. There's a Hispanic, and so it allows for that. I'm wondering, can Superman be held to that same standard just because Superman's face is like, if they made Superman blonde, the same guy, but just with blonde hair, would that be received as well? I don't know. It's just it's a visual medium. So I'm not sure.
That's an interesting point, because you look at the people that are diehard comic book fans, and again, even if they're a diehard Spider-Man fan, at least Spider-Man has that face covering, although Peter Parker is plain as day. But that's a really good point. I think most people see Superman as one way, but I'm all for Superman evolving. I don't care.
I mean,
Anybody care?
I think it's a sign of the future, right? I think we're starting to evolve and put people. But I get what you're saying. Like, if you take a character like the Hulk, could you make him not muscular, or could you change a feature of his and not make him green? Well, like, there's certain things that you identify with.
The Hulk is the worst.
Why not? He's in the DC universe.
Yeah, but
he doesn't really have an ethnicity.
Yeah,
that's why I'm using it, so I don't get canceled.
No, but
it's a perfect example. I've already said one thing.
They tried She-Hulk this past year, and it was an epic flop. So I don't know. I think one of the things that they have trouble with is they try and either start a new storyline with somebody and it doesn't work, or they try and update, whatever they want the character to be, and it doesn't really work. But we saw they took Black Panther and it exploded.
Yeah.
And Black Panther, when I was growing up, was not the biggest of the. He had a couple of offshoots, but Black Panther, to what he is today, was not.
But Black Panther was true to its character also, according to that universe.
The comic book,
yeah.
right. And Hulk was Marvel.
Oh.
You said Marvel.
No, I said DC.
Oh.
Yeah, that could get me canceled too.
You won't get canceled. You'll just get 100,000. Yeah.
All right, I got to see this video because I haven't seen it yet. Have you guys? So
No,
Tom
I
Hanks'
haven't.
niece had an epic meltdown after being eliminated from the first episode of the reality competition show Claim to Fame. So she was eliminated after other contestants guessed who her famous relative was after there were obvious clues given, like a park bench, which was a nod to Forrest Gump, and we're seeing right there. So let's take a look at the meltdown.
Carly,
Wow.
he was correct. Congratulations, Hugo.
Damn.
These freaking clues are so freaking obvious! Freaking bench! That's a freaking poster of freaking Forrest Gump! Are you kidding me? I don't deserve this! I should have more camera time! I should be here longer!
Yikes. I should be here longer.
I do that when I'm not on Access.
At the late show.
Erica, tell us.
I mean, nah. And it appears that she's kind of doubled down on it, like she felt like she wasn't treated fairly. The show is called Claim to Fame. That means somebody else was successful and you happen to be in proximity of them. Like, it's true. I mean, does that make you deserving of all of these things? I mean, they've already created a show for people who have been in proximity of fame so that they can feel like they're getting a little bit of shine in a competition type thing, or people are guessing. This isn't. Well, we know who you are now. How about that?
I'm gonna stir the pot a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Because if she felt like the producers were trying to get rid of her, Jeff, it's so ironic. You stayed in that house. You said that
I believe that's the
similar.
house we shot Marriage Boot Camp in.
Fancy
It's the same
house.
one.
But if
It's
you,
up Benedict Canyon. Yeah, it's really nice. Yeah.
if you felt like the producers didn't like you and you were related to somebody famous, and the questions were park bench and what's the other clue? Bubba Gump shrimp. I mean, it was pretty.
Right.
The park bench. I don't know any other movie besides maybe the scene with JFK and
So
Donald.
it was ping pong paddle and park bench.
And she didn't get it?
No, obviously they
did
got
get
it and she got
Did
eliminated.
she? Oh, she doesn't get to guess? I've never seen the show.
She's related to him.
Yeah.
It'd be a very
get
short
that.
show.
I get that. I thought they were testing her.
Where did you just go the last couple minutes?
Sam was walking around
I've never seen
the
the
grocery
show.
store picking up things just mentally.
I'm more embarrassed by her behavior. I don't care what happened if a producer's against you.
Oh, it's
If I
embarrassing.
knew cameras were behind me and you're not a stranger to the industry, if you're related to Tom Hanks and Rita Wilson, you don't act that way, period. And you especially don't act that way with a camera crew behind you. Or do they set up the cameras in spaces that you don't see them?
Yeah,
Maybe they're not following
So
her.
there's cameras all. I believe that house. I think they shoot all the marriage boot camps there. So I don't know if that show's going. But there's cameras all over. But they shut them off for at least for our show at a certain time. They're like, all right, you guys are cool now, unless an outbreak happens.
I think that was a hidden camera. Look again. It's
Oh, you
not
don't think that
someone
was a
following
cameraman
her.
dangling from
Why
the
would
ceiling?
that be a hidden
It's not
camera?
hidden. You know where the cameras are. You know where the cameras
there's
are.
not a cameraman
But
behind
they were.
you.
But the cameras obviously were active, and she was upset because she wanted more camera time. I mean, it's.
I mean, these shows are a platform to hopefully get your own
Exactly,
show.
right.
So her behavior is reprehensible, and this is ridiculous. Entitlement smacks of this. But if you were like, I have plans to show myself well here, and then I'm going to get the Sam Shocker show, and you feel like the producers were against you, and then the first clue was park bench and ping pong paddle.
Yeah, but
I
still.
wouldn't be super happy with that. I wouldn't react like that, but I don't know.
But what does she do? Like,
do
I
all
mean,
of them
it's
do?
like.
I just found out about her existence.
So
Erica.
apparently she's
I'm
trying to be an actress as well, is what I'm hearing.
Okay, well, this doesn't help.
No.
I mean,
Unless she's doing a dramatic film.
it just that scream. Like, I mean, you got to learn how to manage your emotions.
Yes.
But if she
And I'm
managed it,
not
we
even,
wouldn't be
I'm not
talking
even
about her.
trying to come for you, sweetheart. I feel really bad for you, actually. I wish that somebody would have given you.
Some tools to put in her
Yeah.
kit. Yeah.
Let me ask you guys this. How many other people were eliminated from the show, and who was it?
I don't know. I don't
Nobody
watch the
knows.
show.
But you know this girl now.
I know. It's
I'm
sad.
gonna watch. She popped.
Oh, this was the premiere episode.
I'm gonna watch the show now. Actually, that looks.
But I'm
juicy.
just saying, sometimes people's bad or outburst behavior that's over the top actually is what makes people remember
like
you.
Bad Chad.
Bad Chad.
Always remember Bad
I
Chad.
don't know. I'd be really scared that Uncle Tom's not going to give me birthday money this year.
See, you almost slipped there too. Coming up on DBL, Kelly Clarkson is getting real about how she got through her divorce, and our interview with Kool from the legendary group Kool The Gang. He's telling us all about his new music.
DBL, this show is amazing.
There's a lot going on down here.
I would have been part of the Mile High Club.
Yeah.
So on point.
But I'm gonna have a conversation about what's happening now.
I mean, if you think about the clues that they give on wherever they have you put the Shrek head on and sing. What's that show?
What?
Oh, Masked Singer.
Masked Singer?
Oh, they don't do the Shrek
They don't.
head.
Yeah, but they don't
That's
they don't
licensed.
give easy clues on that.
They don't at all.
Right. If
Right.
if it was somebody and they were just like lost on a deserted island, it's just like it just seems like they were just giving it away to get rid of her. That's what I got from that. And sometimes
maybe
the producer.
maybe they knew as a producer that she would have that epic reaction. That's what producers are there to do.
But then you want to keep that person on to cause drama. You don't want to get rid of that person the first time. If somebody's in
But
trouble,
maybe they needed a big boom premiere.
They'll
and
bring
there's-
her back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They'll bring her back in some form because of
Yes,
that,
right.
because she's good television.
Yeah.
But someone's got to be the first to go. And I've done a couple of reality shows where nobody wants to be the first one. That's like your goal going in, right? I don't want to be the first one
that's
gone.
embarrassing.
That's really it, yeah. So there's a lot leading up to it, a lot of anticipation that sometimes they sequester you like they did on our shows. So there's a lot of anticipation. You get on the show, you're like, I'm here, boom, you're gone. It's like, it's got to be heartbreaking in itself.
What was your strategy on Big Brother the first time? Did you have any, or were you like,
Be quiet.
I want to be quiet rather
Yeah.
than be big and loud?
Yeah,
Not
but
that you really are.
tell
but-
me. Yeah, my strategy was don't ruffle feathers, don't stay under the radar, and don't be the first one to go. And then a house fight happened day 7, and you're like, boom, it just got crazy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because everybody's got that, I'm sure, mentality going in, like I'm gonna lay low.
Yeah.
But then you
What's it
think they're
called
not
again?
anticipating
Claim
that.
to
They're like,
fame?
oh, we're not
I'm
gonna
gonna
let you
look
lay
and
low.
see
We're gonna.
They throw twists in there which aggravate people, and people's true colors come out. You could say this is my strategy, but eventually I'm going to lose my temper at some
Yeah.
point.
They say everybody can hide their personality.
Welcome back. Kelly Clarkson is opening up about her mental health. So on a podcast, she revealed she was on the antidepressant Lexapro for 2 months during her divorce. She said she was reluctant to take the medication at first, but then said her depression became unbearable. Let's have a listen.
I couldn't
Stop crying.
I couldn't stop crying.
Couldn't get out of the hole.
I was like, I cannot do this. I can't smile anymore for
No.
America right now.
Yeah,
Like
you
I'm
need the
not
help.
happy and I need help.
Yeah.
And it was one of the best lessons, honest to God, the greatest decision ever.
I like it when we do stories like this because a lot of people could relate to this, including my own wife, right? Who's having difficulty on the other side coming down off of these medications,
Yeah.
weaning herself off. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still to this day, I'm on Zoloft. I love Zoloft. It saved my life, and it's an antidepressant, and it helps me stay calm.
That's real.
And,
That's great.
and that's okay. And I have weaned off of Zoloft before, and you have to be very careful. And I want our audience
Yes.
to know that if you're on an antidepressant, you can't just stop cold turkey. You have to. It took me 6 months to wean off Zoloft, and then I realized about a year later I still needed it. So yeah, good for her. Thank you for destigmatizing that. So
That's
Well,
great.
I think it's another layer to be on television when you're going through,
Yes.
we all have lives, and there's always going to be ups and downs, and you have to try to bring your best self forward. Right now, like, I've been thinking about this a lot because I'm going on hormones for IVF, and we get very heated, and there's a lot of emotions that happen, and everyone keeps asking, like, what's your number one fear? And I'm like, snapping on live television,
Yep.
and not having any control over it. So I think that it's important that we have these conversations because people need to understand, like, we're not robots, like,
Yep.
we're real people, and you
and
go
talking
through
about
things.
real hot button issues, which only amplifies it. So
what would you guys say if your physician or whoever's giving you your medication said this is a, Zoloft or whatever you're on, this can heighten your emotions, and because you are on television, you're going to talk about hot button issues, and that's going to cause people to react one way or the other, especially with your courageous going after gun rights. What would you say to them if they were saying, I don't know if it's safe for you to be on TV because you're going to get 10,000 comments, we hate you, we love you, and that could tip either way?
I don't know. I've never thought about that. My physician has never brought that up to me. I've had conversations with my therapist on how to handle certain comments, especially if it's a very polarizing topic, and that's something I work on, but that's interesting. Never thought about that.
It's really tough.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned.
Yes.
All right, we'll be right back.
There is nothing I like better than finding a great deal on travel. And it turns out I'm not alone. Verify viewer Catherine emailed us to ask, is there a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket? So Catherine, let's verify. Our sources are Scott's Cheap Flights, a study by cheapair.com, and Brett Snyder, president of Cranky Concierge Travel Assistance and a former airline pricing analyst. Some studies suggest Tuesday or Saturdays are the cheapest days to buy tickets, but all of our sources say they usually rely on flawed or outdated data. For example, some articles suggest that weekends are the cheapest days to buy. Snyder points out that's based on data that tracks the average amount spent on a ticket each day of the week. Families tend to buy their tickets on weekends and usually purchase less expensive tickets. Meanwhile, business travelers tend to buy their tickets during the week, and many are less price sensitive.
A lot of the business travel, premium cabin or even last minute or whatever it might be, those tend to be higher fares.
The end result is a study that has skewed data. Similar articles suggest Tuesdays offer the best deals, but our sources say that's also not the case. Scott's Cheap Flights explains on its site that this idea is a holdover from the 1990s when airlines used to upload special e-fares on Tuesdays or Wednesdays. These days, Snyder says airlines use sophisticated algorithms to consistently adjust fares based on demand, regardless of what day of the week it is.
This hasn't existed for years. I couldn't tell you the last time when those actually were out there in the market.
So we can verify, no, there is not a certain day of the week that's cheapest to buy a plane ticket. So when should you book? Cheapair.com found domestic tickets are generally cheapest 3 to 15 weeks before departure. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back. They've been creating music for over 6 decades. That's insane. And their catalog has been sampled by other artists more than 1,800 times. Earlier, we spoke with a founding member of Kool The Gang. Take a look at our interview with Robert Kool Bell.
Robert Kool Bell.
Wow, man.
Better now we heard your music.
Exactly. We are all hyped in the studio. Thank you for being here.
Okay, thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, Kool The Gang is the most sampled band in hip hop, but do you have a favorite sample?
Well, there's a couple. I mean, Summer Madness and Will Smith changed it to Summertime. Went #1 and went platinum. That was a good one. Well, and the other one was with Diddy, with Mace, and he did with Hollywood Swing, you know, Bad Boy.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just say the Summertime and Summer Madness really created a lot of divides between like the children and the parents. Like my father was like, that's not what the real song is.
I guess they really didn't know. I mean, you're talking about the Summer Madness and the kids that was here. Oh no, that's Will Smith. That's Summertime. let me tell you, son, that's Kool the Gang.
Right.
Summer.
Yeah.
Yes,
Wow.
and to show you which one lasted, I DJ'd Erica, who you were just speaking with. I DJ'd one of her events. The first thing I played was Summer Madness.
Yep.
Without even knowing we were going to speak to you, that's how much your music has just lasted through our lives. So you are true royalty. So I want to ask you, speaking about this legacy, you've inspired so many artists over the years, but is there one person that stands out the most?
Well, I have to go back. I would say, believe it or not, I would say Bruno Mars, because he's like a young Kool the Gang. You know, the style, the way that we used to move, the horn licks. As far as the up and coming act, well, he ain't coming on now.
Well, Bruno Mars, there's a lot of that, you know, the synchronized background moves with the dancers, and like he even released an album with Anderson .Paak that's very kind of like 80s groove. So definitely, you can see it all through that album.
Let me ask you about touring, because I know a lot of people love to show up and come to your tour. What do you love most about it?
Well, that the crowd are into what we do. We travel all over the world. For instance, we just left Germany last year. We played with the German Philharmonic Orchestra.
Wow.
We did 5 with them. It was great to hear the orchestra get down. But we do that anyway. We've done about 10 gigs with orchestras, and each one got their own flavor. So that has been great. Now, something else is a little different. 48 shows with Van Halen. 10 shows, Kid Rock.
Jeez.
Open with Elton John, Rod Stewart, Dave Matthews Band, and then we did something with Gladys Knight in the Pits. What about that?
Unbelievable. You can't have you can't write about a career being that successful. Like, you're doing it. You're releasing a new album, though. Will you ever stop making music? Are you ever going to retire?
Yeah, one day. But the new album is George Brown out there in the West Coast, and his whole concept after COVID that people just want to have fun.
Yeah.
We wanted to do that kind of a record. The first song was Let's Party. The second song is We Are the Party. Just came out last week. So we are enjoying it.
We are the party. I love it. DBL
It was an honor,
Nation.
buddy.
It is an honor. Thank you. Check out Kool the Gang's new album called People Just Want to Have Fun, dropping July 14th. Also, really important, check out Kool's nonprofit. You can donate to the Kool Kids Foundation. Just scan the QR code on your screen for more information. Kool, thank you so much. As we go to break, let's hear the band's new single, Let's Party.
Congrats on the new album.
Thank you.
Okay.
You already know it's important to lather up on sunscreen, but what about clothing claiming to also help protect you from the sun's damaging ultraviolet rays? One verified viewer saw labels saying it has a UPF, or ultraviolet protection factor, and texted us to see if this means the same thing as SPF, which is used to measure sunscreen's effectiveness. So, let's verify. Is there a difference between SPF and UPF? Our sources are the Skin Cancer Foundation, the American Academy of Dermatology, and Dr. Adam Friedman, Chair of Dermatology at George Washington University School of Medicine and Health Sciences. SPF and UPF can help you determine how effective a product is at protecting you from the sun. SPF measures time, or how long sunscreen works at blocking the sun, and UPF measures how much of the sun's rays are blocked by a fabric. For example, under ideal conditions, an SPF 30 sunscreen will help keep your skin from burning 30 times longer than it would without any sunscreen. An article of clothing with a UPF of 30 means the fabric blocks around 97% of the sun's rays from reaching your skin. Our sources recommend using at least an SPF 30 sunscreen and UPF 30 clothing.
There's no one way to fully protect yourself from the sun. I think you want to take a combination approach. So that includes using sunscreen SPF 30 or higher and clothing to protect the exposed areas.
So, yes, there is a difference between SPF and UPF. All fabric has some sort of protection from the sun, even if it doesn't have a UPF rating. And in general, dark or brightly colored clothing is more effective. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Summertime means more storms for the Carolinas. We've certainly seen our share this week. Viewer Chris M. asked us, with all the storms lately, how accurate is the method of counting seconds between lightning and thunder to calculate miles for every second counted for how far away the lightning is?
Our sources, WCNC meteorologist Brittany Van Voorhees and the National Centers for Environmental Information. As little kids, you probably were told to count the seconds between lightning and thunder, and that's how many miles away lightning would be.
Honestly, I'm really glad you guys are doing this because it is something people get wrong all the time.
Brittany says lightning is actually closer than you think.
So it's whatever that second is, but those seconds are between the lightning and thunder. You have to do the division by 5 because that's factoring in the speed of sound.
So if you count 5 seconds between a lightning strike and thunder, that means lightning is just 1 mile away, not 5.
When you're outside, anytime, if there's thunder and lightning around, you could get struck because lightning can strike about 30 miles out of the center of the storm.
Data from the National Centers for Environmental Information show over the past 5 years, 4 deaths and 12 injuries have been reported in North Carolina from lightning strikes.
Basically, if you hear thunder or see lightning, go inside, wait 30 minutes till after the last time you saw it, and you're good to go.
So we can verify that no, counting seconds between lightning and thunder to calculate the miles for every second is not accurate. Instead, you have to divide by 5 to really know how close it is. With your Verify, I'm Megan Bragg.
Welcome back. You can increase your mental health by spending more time outside. Here's how to find peace of mind with you. I was looking at Sam stretching her neck and it made me laugh. Here's how you find peace of mind with Sunsetter. Clean up and create a zen space on your deck or patio. Add plants and play calming sounds to help you escape. Also, water features can help you relax and make time to meditate or get lost in a good old book. Sunsetter is America's #1 best-selling awning without affordable custom features, without the custom price. Spend more time outside and get the best value with Sunsetter. It's been an industry leader for 30 years. Call 800-513-6851 or visit sunsetter.com for guaranteed pricing on American-made awnings built to last. Crush that one.
I had music playing. We do like nature sounds on the patio.
Erica, yes.
And I left it on. I forgot about it, and it was playing all night. And so I woke up to monkeys like.
Oh, you have.
Sorry.
Is that relaxing?
That doesn't
It was
sound
like
relaxing.
in the jungle, like so there was like this monkey sound, and it had been playing in the neighborhood like
What
all
happened to just birds?
I know what happened to
Well, it's
birds and waves.
It's all of the things, but the monkeys were what really alarmed people.
Are there lion roars
that would
too?
alarm.
Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you maybe tomorrow.
Monkey.